case you have been living under a rock lately, and judging by our views from episode 3, you haven't. We are the newest and fastest rising podcast in all of professional wrestling. We are Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We're better than you, and God damn it, we know it. I am joined today by, of course, the one, the only Miss Latina Heat herself, Grandma Wendy.
Naked grandma! Naked, huh?
And thankfully, his essential ass is back, and we are joined by the snarky, sarcastic, stoned, super duper hobo clown, Jose. And would Top Rope Wrestling Talk really be an episode without the man, the myth, the Burberry scarf wearing, majestic beard having, high class one himself, Bruce? I've always wanted to do this, so I'm gonna keep doing it, Bruce.
So I guess we just talk over him then.
Bruce, I'm sorry, I'm being stupid. Bruce.
So how's it been?
I'm better than you.
And y'all know me by now. I'm the one, the only, the jack of all trades, the master of absolutely none, the South Philly Psycho. I'm your boy, your host for the evening on this lovely WrestleMania special.
No.
I'm Dom.
I got chills when you said that WrestleMania special.
Right, but this is our WrestleMania preview episode, and
I'm usually
we're gonna
excited
be
about this.
we're gonna be happy to run down to Raymond James Stadium and enjoy the fans and the fireworks and the oh shit. Never mind. We're gonna be sitting at home watching an empty arena show. My
We're
bad.
gonna be watching PC Mania, bruh.
Don't blame me. Blame coronavirus. Our bad, y'all. But we have
It's not our bad. It's
it's a
Carol
virus.
Baskin's fault.
My bad that I
Carol
said Raymond
Baskin's
James.
Carol
fucking
Baskin, that
Baskin.
fucking bitch.
I'll just say yes, even though I didn't watch the show. Okay,
Shame
carry
on
on.
you.
All right, so we have what could only be considered as a bloated card. So
Bloated.
I'm going to try to run through some of these matches that
Like Jose, bloated.
I did not
Only
say
on the
that.
weekends.
Fat men need love too. Okay, stop that. That's shame.
Let's segue. Okay, let's talk about that damn match.
Speaking of fat men need
I
love
feel
too,
like Mark Henry.
how about the one that Bruce and I have lovingly nicknamed the PP Touch on a Pole match, where we stick Mandy in the corner, and whoever can grab her and bring her down first gets, Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, looking at our form, 77% of all our fans picked Otis. What do y'all think?
Dolph.
Otis.
Oh,
That guy's need love too. Fuck Mandy and fuck Ziggler.
Otis. 3 out of 4
Otis
ain't
is trying to
bad.
fuck Mandy.
Moving on.
Shit's real, all right?
We got
I
this.
feel like Mark Henry does. Shit
All
hits home.
Lightning round, y'all. We got to keep this quick. This I guess you could call it a grudge match. I don't know what you call it. Elias versus King Corbin. We have about 58% of everybody in our group picking Elias at this point. Who y'all got?
It's gonna be Corbin.
Yeah, it's gonna be Corbin.
Corbin. Jose, what'd you say?
Corbin.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go Elias.
I want to win, but it's gonna be Corbin.
All right, moving on. See, lightning round, baby. Now this one, nah, it ain't even interesting. I don't even know why it's literally, as I've dubbed it, the why the fuck are we having this match? Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley with, of course, the lovely and semi-ratchet Lana. Now,
Ratchet.
90% of everyone in our group that has picked our form actually picked Aleister Black. Who y'all got?
Black.
Aleister Black because of Rusev.
Fade to black. Moving on. See that? 4 minutes, 3 matches. We're rolling. All right. Now, this match is actually interesting because this match actually has what Bruce and I love, and that's a build to it. This shit has been building since after Survivor Series, and and honestly, it could be a 5-star match. It could steal one of the nights. Kevin Owens taking on Seth Rollins. 77% of our group is actually voting for Kevin Owens. Who you got?
I'm going for Owens.
Okay, I'm with you there. I'm gonna take KO too.
I'm going with the Messiah of Monday night.
You mean the Jeremiah? Oh shit! I forget his Jeremiah Constantine wannabe.
Yeah.
Yep, going with the CrossFit Jesus himself.
Shut up.
It's
Wait, get all
split
that
50-50.
Subscribe to his YouTube. You'll see it. He had all his shit first. All right, we're split on this one. It's gonna be a good match. At least they had build to it. I can't really complain about that one. Now we come across something that I don't know if we're gonna be split on, but it's definitely an interesting match with everything that's led up to promos. A boneyard match, baby. Undertaker.
What the fuck is a
taking
boneyard
on
match?
AJ Styles. It's
It's
basically
because they can't say buried alive.
a match. That's all it is. They're gonna have a plot, and whoever gets buried loses. Let's let the Houston natives start. The man in Taker's backyard. Who you got, Jose?
Oh, well, it's WWE, so fuck.
This should be easy.
I was
wish
trying to remember what I picked on the forum.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh,
What do you-
AJ, the phenomenal one.
Wow. All right. High class. Who you got, baby?
As much as this old wrinkly bastard needs to retire, I'm going with the Undertaker. It's
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
I'm with you. Dead man all the way. It's WrestleMania. He talked about his wife. He's kind of brought a little bit of Undertaker and dude snapped back on him Monday in a beautiful way. I'm going dead man. Grandma, who you got, baby?
I'm gonna agree. Taker.
Yeah.
It's a bullshit ass match, but I'll give it to Taker. I mean, whatever.
I mean, it could be a good match because we know AJ can work, and Taker still got a little bit, and this kind of right up his alley. But
AJ
yeah,
can work with anyone.
yeah, it really
that's-
can. But honestly, at the end of the
You guys
day, I'm
think
just thinking,
AJ's gonna carry the match?
Absolutely.
He has to. Or it's just gonna be real shitty.
regardless, at the end of the day, Taker's gonna just make him.
I mean, all
Dunsky.
honesty, how many bumps do you really think Taker's going to take outside of a ring?
Oh, hold up. Before we move on,
Depending on how many's left on his bump card.
he got to take, okay? But according to fans, our fans in group, 68% have voted for the Undertaker. So, including the fans, it's basically 4 out of 5. All right, the next match, the Firefly Funhouse match, which I'm hoping is better than the House of Horrors match. John Cena versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. I don't know if it's surprising, but 90% of group is picking the Fiend. Let's start ladies first. Grandma Wendy, who you got in this
I
one?
thought you were gonna say Jose.
Mr. Man Bun himself.
I want it to be Bray Wyatt to make up for that horrible compound match he had, or what was it, the Wyatt House of Horror match?
Yeah.
I hope this Funhouse match makes up for it.
And the loss to Goldberg.
Ugh, fucking Willie
Like
G.
that hitting, at least he gets this win and kind of looks strong and moves into back up into contention. So yeah, I gotta go with Bray too. I mean, yowie wowie. Fuck John. High class.
No, I'm going with the Fiend as well. Only because Cena's basically, and he did this before he went out and started just completely doing movies and becoming a part-timer. He was starting to put these new guys over. The guys that need to be put over, he's putting over, and he's going to do that with Bray Wyatt.
He put all those guys over after he won title number 16, if you know.
But
at least he's guys over. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, Triple H is still burying him when he's in the ring.
Let's see if our resident hobo clown will actually agree with us. Who you got, Jose?
What do you think, Moxley Jr.?
Ooh, don't start. You're talking about we got to make this quick, and then you're gonna drag
I
this.
got chills when they said that. Anyways, Uh,
At least he
Fiend,
said
yes.
fondly.
Fuck the
There
hobo.
we go. I had to download the phone version. I'm finally here. Sorry.
Hey,
Oh, what is
welcome.
going on?
No.
All right,
Ultimate
Welcome to the
hip-hop.
party.
Sorry for the
Let's take-
profanity, but seriously, oh my god.
let's take a small
Sorry
time
for
out
the
since we're about 10 minutes in. And let me introduce our special guest, the host of Our Wrestling Perspective, which you can find on YouTube and Facebook. The man himself. We got Culk Cogan here to have a nice little crossover special for WrestleMania 2. So extra added bonus for everybody. Let's hit you with a little something.
Red hot crack, mate.
Awesome.
I'm glad. Yeah, I know you had some technical difficulties.
So just a bit.
Now-
Just a bit.
Now that we actually have the Fatal 5-Way, we've got an official crossover special. I think we were on Jose. Did you pick the Fiend or John Cena?
The Fiend, sir. The Fiend.
All right, cool. So we're now 4 for 4 on him.
Yowie, wowie.
Coke, my man, all the way from Australia, happy to join us semi-early in the morning. Who would you rather see win this Firefly Funhouse match? John Cena or the Fiend?
Oh, you can't deny the Fiend after he's been shafted how much times with the whole Seth Rollins stuff with the Hell in a Cell and everything. They could have just easily thrown off the match if you had the Fiend go on the Hell in a Cell, put his hand down Seth's throat till the blood drops into the ring, and then that's where you cut it off. But Fiend has to win this because if Cena takes this, what's it going to give to Cena and what's it going to give to Fiend?
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. I think
Absolutely.
we were just talking about that before you came on. Like, I think this is a way that they kind of make up for him losing to Goldberg and kind of getting set back, and beating Cena would put him right back up there. So
They've really
actually,
been fucking the Fiend dry. Like, just
No
between
lube. None
all
at all.
of us,
not even spitting
between
in it,
all
like,
of us and our group members, everybody picked the Fiend. It was unanimous. That's the first time for everything. I mean, 90% of our group picked the Fiend, so there was a few votes for John Cena, but I don't know who they were. All right, moving on to something that's relatively historic. We have the first ever NXT title being defended at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley taking on Charlotte Flair. Let's start with
Aussies for sure. Sorry to cut in.
Oh no, that's fine. Who you got? I'm sorry. Who'd you pick?
Rhea Ripley, because Australia's a bias. I have to.
True, and it would be a way to really bring Rhea up into that elite category of champions. So I'm gonna take Rhea myself. Grandma Wendy, who you got?
Rhea, hands down.
3, high class. Who you picking?
I have to go with Ripley because I do not want to see Charlotte back in NXT because it'll ruin that women's division.
They already have such a clogged women's division to begin with. Like, they might have the deepest women's division in wrestling. So getting Charlotte back there is just going to push so many people out of TV time and opportunities. I couldn't see her winning, but maybe Jose feels differently. Who you got, big clown?
The hell I do. I'm going with Rhea.
All right. I believe it's unanimous because looking here, 87% of our group and our fans that picked actually took Rhea Ripley.
Oh,
So
the rest of them are Muppets.
another unanimous decision.
How
Sorry,
can people
Charlotte.
actually pick Charlotte? Like,
I don't know, man.
Because of her last name.
Sorry, y'all.
Honestly, when she won the Royal Rumble, Charlotte, I was just angry as I was. I'm like, out of all people, for her to win it.
Shayna should have won that Rumble. Flat
we
out.
all wanted Baszler to win.
Shayna should have won that.
But obviously, Vince is like, a vampire is much better in his eyes, so why not?
I guess that was a weird moment. But I love how Wendy immediately showed the shirt. Like, yes, my girl, my wafu.
Yeah.
My wafu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Corbin's sister. Yeah.
There's of course one undeniable reason that 13% picked Charlotte, and they're Muppets.
Waka waka.
Moving on. Our next match is this bloated SmackDown Women's Championship match. It's an elimination 5-way Bailey taking on Tamina, taking on Naomi, taking on Lacey, taking on Sasha. The only reason Dana Brooke ain't in it is because she got sick. So
They're doing something with all these women right now. And
I'm not gonna go into like who gets eliminated first and then after it, all that. I'm just gonna say that
Is it
Bailey retains
elimination
the
or is
title.
it
It's
legitimate?
elimination. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bailey retains because I don't see Sasha swerving her, and I don't see anybody else in the match that's enough to beat her. So Bailey wins this title. Brucey, who you got?
And I'm actually going with Sasha Banks. They need to start keeping her happy before she walks out the door.
Yeah. Oh, so you think she's gonna kind of swerve Bailey in this match?
I don't even think she's gonna pin Bailey to win the title. She's gonna pin somebody else.
Because the popular theory is that like Sasha has her back for a little bit and then gives her the sneaky roll up, gets a 3 count, eliminates her, and goes on to win a title. But you know,
she's gonna pin Naomi or something to win the title.
All right, let's go to our special guest here, Culk. Who you got in this one, man?
But who wins out of this whole match situation? Honestly, no one does. Honestly, sadly, it's going to be Sasha Banks, and I've never been a fan of Sasha Banks, but if you're going to put it on her, try to do something that's going to be a kind of like a shaft finish, stupid finish type of thing. Like have her, if she's such a big fan of Eddie Guerrero, peg a chair at Bailey so she gets disqualified to get eliminated type of thing.
That would be funny as hell.
Because
I would love that.
It's just this whole build-up. It wasn't even a build-up. It was legit. Once Bailey won the championship, it's Sasha's friend is the champion. Not even Bailey. Sasha's friend cut her hair. Not Bailey. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do not like the match, but the obvious pick has to be Sasha Banks.
Honestly, I think the only fan of Bailey in this whole group is Jose. So I'm gonna let him go next because I want to see if he's gonna pick against his home girl.
He's only a fan of her ass.
He only likes her ass.
I'm picking Tamina.
What? Man,
no joke. No joke.
I'm
probably the only one. Probably the only one.
What are you smoking out of that pipe, bro?
And how come you did not pass?
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm shocked. I thought he was gonna say Bailey. Best for last, Grandma Wendy. Who you got?
I think Sasha's gonna win it. She's probably gonna pull like some old switcheroo surprise kind of thing, and then, or she's just gonna pin someone else entirely. Although I wouldn't be surprised if she like backstabbed Bailey, like secretly hit her with something, and then was like, "Oh no, someone hit you." Pin some other bitch. Oh no, I somehow won. But
well, that's the thing. Now remember, it's an elimination match, so it comes down to one person left.
True. It's gonna get to her.
It's not gonna be like a 5-way first pinfall. It's gonna be everybody's gone
but
and the one.
I think she's gonna find a way. I think she's gonna find a way to get rid of Bailey and like take that win.
I mean, you take it with a grain of salt because this whole card is like subject to change, even though it's probably been pre-recorded. But that's what they're saying. Let me double check here. Our group actually picked Sasha Banks as well, almost 46%, and then the rest are just kind of split up between the other 4. So
and
most
there's one
people,
for Tamina.
One for Tamina, apparently.
If there was any match for Stephanie to introduce herself into, let it be this match. Honestly,
good point. I'm looking at it right now. The survey says number 1 answer. I can't deny that. All right, let's see. What do we have next? Of course, the Raw Women's Championship, which I'm actually looking forward to. Becky Lynch taking on Shayna Baszler. Let's let Jose start off this one. I can't remember the last time he did that. Go ahead, bud.
Pissed off because you said let
I'm sorry.
The man bun start.
No.
Shut up, Grandma Wendy.
I mean, I don't need to say anything. I'm wearing the shirt, so
her
my
vote
answer
is
clear. I don't need to say anything.
All right, Jose, you got?
I too am going with Corbin's sister.
Okay. Corbin's sister. I too am going with the woman that has a bigger forehead than Sasha Banks. So,
really
Coke, who you got, bud?
well, as you said, that as a fellow person with a massive forehead, and plus she's like the fuel herself, I have to go Shayna Baszler, 110%.
And just so we're clear, there's nothing wrong with a big forehead. My wife has one. My kid has one. It happens. So
It's all
it's okay. If you got a 5'6" head, we love you anyway. Bruce, finish us up, man. Who you got?
MJF? No. Swerve there. No, Shayna Baszler all the way. All the way.
Nice.
It's time for Becky to drop the title.
Let me just check real quick. And 87% of everyone who picked Shayna Baszler. I'm not surprised.
Word around as well that wasn't it like Seth and Becky were going to take off time once Mania had finished or something.
Reportedly, and I don't want to say this in front of Jose and Bruce because they might cry, but reportedly they're taking time off because Seth and Becky are getting married and going on their honeymoon. So sorry guys, no more dibs.
Do you think Seth has his dress picked out?
I bet he does. You know Becky
can't wear a white
suit.
My man had a Brazilian wax and everything for this. He's got his panties on. He's ready.
Seth's wearing the gift box.
Because if Becky's
with
the
his
man,
little Converse on coming down the aisle, he's gonna look so cute.
Just be honest. Just be real for a minute. If Becky's the man, somebody's got to be wearing the wedding dress, and that somebody's you, Messiah. So.
Just saying, Sam. Just saying.
Okay. Let's go. All right, we're rolling. Let's keep rolling. We've got the Intercontinental title match between.
I'm actually interested in this match.
Yeah, this could be a good match, a very good match as well. Sami Zayn, and I'm gonna say with Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro because I hate that artist collective bullshit. Against Daniel Bryan with Drew Gulak in his corner. I'm gonna go to high class first. Who you got?
Oh, I gotta go with my mouthpiece, Sami Zayn.
Wow.
I'm going.
This man was the biggest member of the Yes Movement you would ever see.
No, I'm going with
our first wrestling podcast. He came up with the logo, and it was Daniel Bryan saying yes with our name underneath.
See, now you got to go for the team while you're backing out now on him.
No,
okay.
Not that I'm backing out. Like, no, I'm
a little hurt, but okay. He took Sammy. Grandma Wendy, who you got?
I've got Owens personally.
Owens ain't even in this match.
Oh, sorry. Shit, I got distracted.
Brian,
no, but you know what I mean. Shit.
He's ain't.
Sorry, I got distracted. Brain was lost. Sorry, Shawn Michaels is on the screen and. Oh,
he's
man.
not wrestling either.
Okie.
Oh, I may need a moment.
Focus.
Right here. Right here.
Hey, look at the screen.
Focus.
You're looking at two old-ass men right now.
Get it a moment.
Man, I don't care. Heartbreak can get it any day with his old ass.
Wendy's over. Wait, hold up. Wendy's over
right.
here. Wait, just 1 second. Wendy's over here like.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Dead.
So now that we know Shawn Michaels and Kevin Owens aren't in this match, who do you have?
Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, definitely.
Yes, I'm with you, Daniel Bryan. All right, Culk, who you got in this one, man?
So this is a hard one because I'm going to love watching this match. This is actually one of the legitimate matches that was thrown together that I was actually excited for WrestleMania. So once it came to it, once Sammy won the Intercontinental, I'm like, finally, his first belt on the main roster, his first one. I had to actually remember, I'm like, shit, he even got shafted with his NXT belt. But I don't want to see Sammy lose. But I'm going to say Bryan, unless Gulak stuffs him over. But I don't want that to end either.
I know. It's like that's why I picked Daniel because I like where this is going with Drew Gulak. I like that they're kind of like making each other step their game up, and I love Sammy. It's nothing against him, but I just think Daniel Bryan's going to take this. Jose, you want to finish up strong here? Tell us who you got.
I want to go with Daniel, but I'm going to go with Sammy.
All right. Again, there are no wrong answers. This might be one of the best matches.
Yeah.
The best next to like maybe Owens and Rollins, you know, as far as the rest goes. I'm looking forward to it too, like Culk said. And our fans and group members, 71% voted for Daniel Bryan.
What is there, like 85 more matches?
We're actually now just getting into title matches. Let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Every
5.
title.
We got 5 more to go. To be honest, man, we're rolling.
Okay.
With this whole thing, they could have made a
Man,
second
I would have
women's
loved to
main
hear
event
that music.
out of the Royal Rumble stuff as well, but they never did that. Now it's what Roman, not Roman and Goldberg and whoever
We
for the
don't
first
really,
one.
we don't even know.
Honestly, yeah, that's why even on our prediction form that I'm looking at the results of, I put the options were Bill Goldberg or Braun Strowman, and in parentheses, or whoever the fuck replaces Roman. Because they pre-recorded the SmackDowns leading up, and they're still talking like last week's SmackDown still said it's Roman and Goldberg. It's like, no, it isn't. We already know, but they're not going to tell. Maybe today I got Evil Evan on the watch on SmackDown, so if they do announce somebody, he's going to hit me up so we can break it.
Well,
but
Wendy's watching it right now too.
That's true. So we'll have it covered one way or another. Let me get back to my place. We got the Intercontinental title down. Next up is the Raw Tag Team Championships, which is of course the Street Profits, going up against Angel Garza and now Austin Theory, which is semi interesting, but it's also like another one of those hodgepodge teams like Rollins and Murphy that they put together. So maybe they got a chance, but for me, I don't see them coming close. Street Profits are going to retain. Let's go back to Culk, our special guest here from our wrestling perspective. Who do you see taking this home?
Well, this whole debacle with Andrade even being in a tag team in the first place was no good because you had him lose as a United States champion so many times. So what's him being in a collective unit going to do up against a tag team like Street Profits who beat the architect, king of nicknames, and Buddy Murphy?
Jeremiah Constantine wannabe, follow him.
Exactly, and I can't see Street Profits losing it. And yeah, I don't think it's going to do any favors. Like Angel Garza is always going to be good by himself. Putting Austin Fury with him, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely nice. But out of every NXT star to put with Angel Garza, I thought like a Raul Mendoza, try to keep it within that group of Hispanics, Latino, group, but not as an actual group. Like he's alliances type of thing.
To be honest, oh my bad. I thought you were done. To be honest, I thought they were going to get somebody like Raul Mendoza, or maybe just put him back with his family and get Carrillo to come in and tag with him. So adding Austin Theory was a little odd to me. But if Andrade hadn't got hurt, I might have changed my mind and picked those two. But since he is Street Profits, let's go eeny, meeny, miny, mo to the high-class MJF Mark over here. Who you got? I know you love the Profits, man.
I love the Profits, bro. I saw them
he told
live
me
at
Profits
NXT before they were even on TV. The Profits are probably going to retain, but the reason for them putting Austin Theory in this match is because they're gonna skip him right over NXT and they want to get him on a Raw or SmackDown because let's be honest, he's ready.
I know he's ready.
He's ready to go there.
The thing about it is, like, even on NXT, like, he had a couple wins, then he got his ass kicked by Ciampa, then he came up for this, lost a match. So it seems like they've kind of, petered out his momentum. And if they're going to just jump him into a main roster, I don't think anybody's going to care at this point. Like, unless you really know him, like people like me and you do, like, you're not really going to care. It's just my, that's just my point. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. My man, the semi-stoned hobo clown. Who you got in this one?
Semi?
Thank you.
Fully?
I'm going with Angel Garza and Austin Theory.
Wow.
I was going to say the Viking Raiders, but they're not an option.
Shut the front door on that one, man. It's like, what? All right, Grandma Wendy, who you got? Finish us out here.
Did you just say finish us off? Like, really? That was kind of disgusting.
Finish us out.
Finish all of y'all off.
Category.
Whoa.
We gotta hurry because my wife is mad. It's holding us up. Hey, fourth wall. Wendy, who you got, babe?
Street Profits. But I would like to see Garza, in theory, just have like bad communication and it's not working and like just tag teaming real badly and have it lead up to a rivalry of some sort and have it build up somehow.
I think rivalry will come when Andrade comes back, but
yeah. But in the meantime, like this would be a good starting point for it.
In the meantime, Street Profits, I'm gonna give you the smoke. And let's see, according to our group, 87% of everyone who picked took the Street Profits. So no real surprise there. Then we come across this oddball SmackDown Tag Team title match, which is a triple threat ladder match. But from every report that I've read, it's not going to be two tag teams because The Miz is sick. So it's not going to be two tag teams against John Morrison. It's going to be one member of the New Day, one member of the Usos, and John Morrison in a triple threat ladder match for tag team title.
You know who ideas this was, right?
I'm guessing Vinny.
It was Morrison's idea.
Oh, was it? I mean, I guess.
The last time he was in a triple threat ladder match, his partner got taken out, and he still stayed in the match by himself. Now he's gonna be in the match.
Oh, that was when there was Eminem and Mercury got his face blew up.
Yeah, the heart
right
down and hit him with the ladder, and his whole face exploded.
Yeah, and the whole thing just.
That was gruesome. Now I remember that. As soon as you said ladder match, I could see it in my head, like it was on YouTube, just replaying, just Mercury.
Jeff went for the leg drop, and
just Mercury, like Dude,
his shit exploded.
That does make perfect sense. So you're taking Morrison then?
Yes.
Who's that? Okay. Grandma Wendy, who you want in this?
I want the New Day to win it. I have a soft spot for those guys.
Who are you picking, not who do you want?
Because I love the New Day, but I gotta go with more.
Awesome.
On this one.
I'm gonna give it to New Day. I want them to win it, and I think they will. They're definitely a great tag team. They're all together.
Xavier Woods for the win.
I'm guessing.
He's still out.
Knowing them, But knowing them, it'll probably be Kofi in the ladder match, and we all know Kofi is crazy. So you make a good point. I'm gonna, if I had, I could see this going any of these ways, any of these three ways. But I'm gonna go with Morrison. I mean, he is the Prince of Parkour. He's done some crazy shit since he came back to SmackDown, including getting eliminated by Brock Lesnar in the most dramatic, amazing fashion ever. He did like 5 cartwheels and a flip in midair over that top rope.
Pretty awesome.
So, you got to give him love when it's top rope wrestling talk. I'm going with Morrison. Coke, who you got in this one, buddy?
My heart's saying New Day, but I can't. When it comes to it, I think there's going to be a spot with the Usos and New Day where they both fall off the ladder and knock themselves out. Out from under the ring, who was hiding, John Morrison puts up a ladder, climbs up. Either that, or I'd really want Maurice to come out and help him in some shape or form. But
that would be awesome.
That's not going to happen. Yeah.
No, that would be one of those moments that you want to see happen, but it probably won't. And we're going to get to another one of those as we go on. Last, but of course not least, my man, High Class. Hit us up, man. Who you got?
Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary. Jimmy Uso for the win.
All right. Cool. Now, looking here,
do you think the Usos would pull off like an old switcheroo kind of thing?
Absolutely.
Like the Bellas would do?
Absolutely. That's how they're going to do it.
That would be hysterical. I wouldn't even be mad if they won that way. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like and be totally okay with it.
Bella dance afterwards where they like shake their ass.
Please, dear God, don't ever insult the Usos like that.
I know, I couldn't help myself, man.
Wait, so that means one of them would have to shave, right?
I had to knock it down. I couldn't help myself. But looking at the form here, 61% of everyone who voted picked John Morrison to retain. So
smart people.
It can happen.
This comes from a guy wearing a Kylie Ray shirt.
I think it happened, and I'm rocking the
Macho
Man.
I supported the company, sir.
John Morrison, literally the cream that will rock to the top, baby. Ooh, yeah. Okay.
People, there's like different promotions. You've got Grandma Wendy, NXT, You've got the MJF scarf, AEW, WCW Macho Man, Kylie Ray, which is now Impact, out of all places.
Hey,
Oh,
We're
it's
talking
awesome.
cream of the
Oh,
crop. He was in
I
WWF.
I
though.
stuffed. I'm wearing Young Bucks by accident.
All right, so our next match will be for the women's tag team titles. The Kabuki Warriors defending against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And let's let our guests kick this one off. Colt, who you got?
Love the head shake.
If the Kabuki Warriors don't win, I'm gonna walk out.
We Riot. And by we, I mean him and I, because I'm picking him too.
That makes 3 of us
Because
then.
honestly, there's no
right.
tag teams that are on their level, and you've got so many NXT females that are oversaturated at the moment. Why couldn't you team up someone like a Tegan Knox and a Candice LeRae to go versus them at WrestleMania? So it's a brand new team that's like fearing them because they're meant to be these big Japanese over theatrics type of stuff. And what's that going to do when they're versing the same people? And this is meant to be your biggest match payoff? Serious? No.
Honestly, I wouldn't even mind if they put a couple people together like Xia Li and Io Shirai to have this match. I know originally they were talking about Beth Phoenix and Natalia, and then that kind of just petered out. But yeah, if the Kabuki Warriors don't win, there's at least 3 of us that are going to riot. Let's see what Jose has to say.
I'm going with the leader of the Lollipop Guild and her crazy psycho friend. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
All right. Okay, Bruce, who you got, man?
I'm going with Cross and Bliss only because
Riot on y'all.
Listen, no, as much as they've been trying to push Asuka as a singles competitor as a tag team champion, it only makes sense.
Yo,
Yes.
I gotta quickly bring in what Evil Evan was saying on yesterday's show. I just feel bad that it's not in Raymond James because Kairi Sane could have had like her perfect pirate moment on that ship that the Buccaneers with the cannons firing and everything. Like that would have been perfect. It's a shame we're not gonna see that. But yeah, apparently if they don't win, we riot on the 2 of them. So you're outnumbered. And
I count as 2 people. We're good.
Yes, you do. Actually,
okay.
3.
Maybe we're actually, now that I'm looking at it, maybe we're even because 67% of everyone that voted for Bliss and Cross. So
That's right.
We riot on all.
Perverts.
We don't give a fuck.
Bunch of perverts.
Do we look scared? All right. You see any fear in these eyes? I'm the psycho, baby. I don't fear shit except maybe snakes. I hate snakes. That's all.
And your wife.
No, I don't fear my wife. My wife's awesome. All right, so before we get into this, we've been rolling along so well, and Culk talked about it before the show. I feel like we need to give Culk a little bit of a little taste of the wheel of wrestling.
All right.
I always have it right over here. I got it from Goodwill. It works 90% of the time, but I have a few topics on it. I'm gonna give it a spin, and we're gonna just discuss whatever the hell comes up. So let's do this. Big money.
And around it goes.
Big money.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
What the hell? Where it stops, nobody knows. Bam. All right. And the topic is one that's probably near and dear to a few of our hearts. The topic is
Yes.
and it's actually a keep it or kill it, which I think Pope might have seen, but I'm going to explain it anyway. I'm going to make a statement, ask a question. If you agree with it, just say keep it. If you don't, say kill it.
Shoot.
So keep it or kill it. During the Universal title match, Matt Riddle will run in and cost Bill Goldberg the title against whoever he's facing. Keep it or kill it. Let's start with Grandma Wendy.
Keep it.
Do you have any
I'm going to say keep it. Riddle has a special place in my heart and in other parts, and I will never, ever go against him.
Other parts.
I love you, Grandma, but you like some weird looking dudes. That's all I'm going to say. And then I'm going to hit you with one of these.
Awesome!
Get well, Miss. Jose, keep it or kill it.
Kill it.
All right. Bruce, I know you love Matt Riddle. Keep it or kill it.
Bro. No, you know what? I'm gonna kill it because he's gonna be in the title match.
Oh, now that. No, I
But
want
then
that.
if he wins it,
That's for sure.
if he wins it, isn't it technically costing him the title anyway?
Yeah, but he said run in.
That's
Oh,
fine.
okay, fair.
You know what?
Thanks.
Since
My
you
listening
kinda,
skills aren't the
you
best.
kind of half killed and half kept that, so I already gave you the kill part. I'm gonna give you one of these two.
Awesome!
Because that answer was awesome. All right, Cole, keep it or kill it.
It was probably by unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say kill it as well. Just for the fact that I don't want Matt Riddle to be a part of that match whatsoever. Instead, I want the shock of sticking it to AEW and the replacement for Roman Reigns to be none other than returning Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy to pick the Universal belts off of Goldberg. So it's like a shaft. It's like, you should have
would
never
be-
left.
That would be kind of cool, especially if they set up like Jeff Hardy versus the Fiend down, like maybe at
Exactly.
SummerSlam or something. That I
And
like.
every
That would be a
match
great
later
match.
on out of that, you would want to watch. Like, even if it's, all right, Goldberg versus Jeff Hardy, even though it's still Goldberg, you still want to see Jeff Hardy in that point. If
True,
Roman wants
true.
to put himself in that title picture, or if they have to, Roman versus Jeff Hardy, when else are we going to see that for a title picture type of thing?
And yeah,
And
honestly,
Fiend
that would
versus
be
Jeff Hardy would be the perfect time now to slap him in that title scene.
yeah, and it really would be like the biggest Stone Cold salute that
Oh,
WWE
yeah.
could give
Yep.
to AEW at this point with all the broken mat stuff. Yeah, I love the theory. I want to see this happen. Like, I want to see Matt Riddle run in, cost Goldberg the title, and then face him in an actual like arena after this is all over, say at SummerSlam, and have people actually in the crowd chanting Riddle, Riddle, and see Matt actually jackhammer Goldberg. Like that would just
No, Brohammer.
Brohammer. My bad.
Brohammer.
Get it
Brohammer.
right.
I stand corrected. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Just
Brohammer
thousands
the
upon
motherfucker.
thousands of people.
Right-
Just bro,
right
bro,
straight-
bro.
Right.
But that's
Right
the
straight
issue
into-
as well. So.
Right straight into where he belongs, which is retirement. So as much as I would love to have that, that's like when Evil Evan asked us at the Royal Rumble, like realistic pick, dream pick. That's my dream scenario. In reality, it's not. It's not gonna fucking happen. So kill it. I want to see it happen. It won't. It just
And
won't.
if you wanted to see it happen out of all places, you wouldn't want it to be at an empty WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'd
You
like to
want
see.
it to be somewhere else.
I'd like to see the run-in cost him now, and then have the actual match happen when there is a big crowd at a big four pay-per-view, that kind of thing. But it won't. They have kept Matt Riddle as far away from Willie G as they possibly can.
Yep.
And that just gets on my nerves. Like, if he wants it so badly, why not make the match? At least maybe Goldberg could put him into jackhammer, because he certainly can't with The Undertaker, and he certainly can't with Bray Wyatt. Matt Riddle is how much less in weight? Probably get him up. But no, we're not going to see that. We're going to see Braun Strowman, who he can't jackhammer, by the way.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is why WWE fails with nostalgia. I'm sorry. It just is. They expect guys to do things that they can no longer do. That being said, let's jump into this Universal title match where obviously Bill Goldberg will be defending, but he will be defending against, again, Braun Strowman or whoever the hell is replacing Roman Reigns at this point, because we know he's out. We know he's worried about his health due to his leukemia and immune system, so he doesn't want any parts of this.
Which makes sense.
I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to throw this to the high class one because he hasn't let us off in a while. Who you got?
Doesn't matter. I mean, honestly, doesn't matter because whoever has this title after WrestleMania is just a placekeeper for Roman.
All right. I'm gonna tell you like that. It does. The only reason this match will matter is if Goldberg loses, because it's one part timer out of the way and somebody who's here week in and week out holding a championship, which you don't see on either show. So that's the only reason that it might matter.
Okay, I'm going with whoever. Nice snapshot. Whoever.
Man.
That's in the middle of my screen.
Fancy.
Fancy. Whoever the challenger is going to take the belt from Goldberg, and then come SummerSlam, they're gonna lose it to Roman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vince wants the title on Roman. Roman's gonna get it. It's that
Makes sense.
simple.
Yeah, I can't argue that. I'm at this point. I'm gonna go with whoever replaces Roman. If it's Strowman, fine. It's a little weird considering the timing and some of the reports and tweets that he's let out lately, but if it's Strowman, it's Strowman. If it's somebody else, it's somebody else. I think we're going to see a new Universal Champion. Grandma Wendy, who you got?
Um, it's gonna be whoever is going against Goldberg. I'm gonna agree with you guys. He's just a placeholder, and it's just just someone there to hold it for a moment, just so they can get it off a part timer onto someone else, and then build it up for Roman Reigns. Honestly, so to be honest, I feel like it doesn't. I guess whoever takes it.
Okay.
Very vague and ambiguous, like very. I don't give a shitty, but that's how I feel about that match.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't, but let's see if Culk actually gives a damn. Our special guest, who you got in this one?
Legitimately, once that SmackDown segment happened and Goldberg entered the ring, I left to go to the toilet, and when I came back, it was already finished. I looked online what had happened, and I'm like, oh no. So, to be honest, with this whole thing, I can see Goldberg retaining, but if he was to retain, the one person I would actually like to see him verse, being nostalgia part, what about another replay of like a Triple H Goldberg type of thing? Where Triple H comes in, and even if Triple H takes the L, this would be a perfect way to insert him into WrestleMania. And who else is going to go in there and look somewhat strong against Goldberg? Did you end up seeing WWE's The Bumps this week where they had the simulated match with Big E and Goldberg? It was a squash match after one jackhammer and one spear, and Big E lost it. He's like, you brought me all the way out here to be with all of this just to see this simulated match. Who did this? Who did this? It's just, he has that much hatred towards him. You need to put him with another old-time vet, and if Roman isn't there, I guess Triple H would be a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't knock that logic. Damn, sorry guys, we're having all kinds of problems in the background here. Jose, why don't you give us your pick, and I'll see what I can do about working it out. Lesnar?
Yep.
We're on Goldberg, man.
He's going to lose his title, and he's going to take Goldberg.
What the fuck's the hand thing?
Where did Lesnar come from? We didn't get there yet.
He's been calling that for weeks.
Well, I mean, I have my own too, but I'm trying to... Okay, he says Goldberg's going to lose to Lesnar. All right. And that's everybody. I'm sorry. Like I said, we had some technical stuff going on out of nowhere. I accidentally hit the camera button and everything froze and then dropped out. But I got it now. We're good. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, people watching us on YouTube at home or whatever. We do whatever we can to bring you the best show we can bring you. And as far as group went, let's see, 81% of everyone that picked Braun Strowman or whoever replaces Roman. So, again, not a shock. Smart pick. Yep. We do have some smart people in this group. Shout out to everybody on Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook. Come find us.
Don't forget about
bang,
Twitter.
Bang. We'll get to Twitter. But first, we're going to get to the very last match on the card. The WWE Championship match. Which is, of course, my client, Brock Lesnar, taking on Drew McIntyre.
This one needs a crowd.
I'm gonna kick this one off because I haven't done that. I don't know if I have, period. But not only this one does need a crowd. You're right. Not only do I think Drew's gonna win this match, I think somehow, and I would love to see this, we're gonna end up with Drew Dose belts by the end of WrestleMania. Like, he's going to be the one that jumps into the Goldberg match and snatches the Universal title. Then he turns around and takes the title from Brock, or vice versa, depending on days. But I think he's going to be holding both by the end of the night. I'm making a bold prediction. I'm probably going to be wrong, but fuck it. That's who I am. That's what I do. So, now with that being said, my man Jose, I'm pretty sure I know your answer to this one. So let's get it out the way.
Previously said, Drew's gonna win. So, yeah.
I thought you were on Brocky 2 belts. I thought you were like.
No, I said Brock's gonna lose his belt to Drew, and he's gonna take Goldberg's.
Respect. I thought because we talked about it off air, you were like Brock's taking both belts. I was like, oh man, no, please no. All right, since we're down to the last one, our wonderful special guest from so far away, Culk, Who you got in this one, bud?
All right, so obviously my heart is going with Drew McIntyre, but if I could fantasy book the end, I'd have Drew McIntyre win the belt, and then just a replica of what happened once he won the NXT belt, Undisputed Era come in, attack him, and hold up the belt to end up WrestleMania. So it's like a shaft again. He's like, these guys are holding
I gotta say, I like that.
For Undisputed Era to come straight into WrestleMania, a debut when no one's there, and they just tear the whole main event apart.
All right, I got to take a little break just to say I'm so glad he worked out his technical issues and came on, because that would be awesome. History repeating itself at WrestleMania again would make this show even more worth watching, which is something that we need right now. So,
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
I fucking love that.
I know. It's fucking great. Could you imagine? I'm sweating from the
goosebumps here.
The thing
adrenaline.
We've said this so much, Dom. We come up as a podcast and groups and members and everyone. We got such great ideas, but WWE doesn't think like that.
No way.
They don't think like
it
that.
Would be amazing.
It's going to be
too
amazing.
great of an idea for them.
It really is.
I feel as though if somehow, like, I'm not wishing this on him, but I'm feeling as if somehow, like, Vince McMahon died and Triple H just looked at like this episode and said, you know what, those fuckers are right, and brought us into creative, WWE would turn around like that. It'd be back to glory, baby. The Empire would rise again, like fucking Palpatine in the last Star Wars movie. The Last Order is us.
Bro, I still haven't seen it.
I'm sorry. I had to say it. There was no other way to put it. I'm a doer. Help us out. My bad. I love you.
How are you gonna spoil Star Wars for me, bro?
If it's on TNT, then it's spoilable now.
Digital copy as soon as it comes out. My bad. I love you. You know I love you. You know I do. But you should have seen that shit by now. Anyway,
you can't understand. TNT is having a whole Star Wars marathon. So
hey, maybe he's doing what I did with what was it? Infinity Wars. I didn't watch Infinity Wars until he came out on demand.
And he was probably still mad about spoilers too. It's like, by that point, fuck y'all. All right. Grandma Wendy, please save us from ourselves.
Like I'm the one made for saving y'all. No.
It's a bad idea, but try.
Definitely gonna have Drew win that one. Although I'll be honest, I wouldn't be mad if somehow Brock Lesnar ended up with the Universal title, and I don't even like Brock Lesnar. But definitely Drew's winning this one.
I feel it. I wonder if they can like cram the guys with the bagpipes in the ramp at the PC for Drew, like they did a takeover. You know, just play them out.
They're gonna have like three guys playing bagpipes. Maybe you can't have all of them.
You know,
like 20.
Yeah.
You've got it absolutely wrong.
You know,
Drew McIntyre's going to walk out of a bagpipe.
He just had New Day do
the giant bagpipe at the top of the ramp. He's just going to come busting
in a kilt.
In a kilt.
Instead of the glass smash, it's the Celtic smash or something. Just not even Celtic.
He's going to have his hair all teased out and nasty looking. He's going to dress like William Wallace and just pop out of the pouch.
Yes.
Have the half of face painted blue.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes, like just have.
I'm saying, Brock Lesnar may take my life, but he'll never take my freedom. You know?
They just made an announcement. It's going to be Strowman.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's gay.
So deserving.
That's really gay.
There's a guy who's hot right now, up and coming, and doing everything right.
A young up and comer.
On opposite day. All right. So I lost my place.
It's
we
my
got
turn.
Jose, we got called high class. Save best for last again. Go for it, big man.
It's gonna be Drew. Actually, you know, honestly, let me take. I could see Drew losing this at WrestleMania because once again it's an empty arena, and Drew needs that moment in front of a crowd.
And more importantly, Paul Heyman said, "This is not a spoiler." So
I think he's gonna win. I would like to see him lose and then go to SummerSlam in front of a crowd and win the title. But
y'all don't want Brock Lesnar as champion that long, so I don't even know why y'all are
why does
breaking
it matter? Drew's gonna win the title, and then in a month and a half, Brock's gonna come back and win it and be gone for another 7 months.
This is the best Brock, though, I have seen in a while. Ever since the Royal Rumble, this run has been the most legitimate one that I've wanted to watch. Every other Brock, it seemed like, all right, who's he going to beat next? Who's going to beat next type of thing? Or it was the Roman type.
I want Boombox.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, Brock Party. That's what we need. But and I'm sorry guys, we had more technical issues, so I was a little distracted there for a second. I think we're good now. You know, it's not. I mean, he's right. This has probably been the best Brock. I mean, if we didn't get Brock parties anymore, remember Royal Rumble? He's standing in the ring and MVP comes out and he's just doing that little, you know,
little like.
He's like getting his groove on. That was the closest thing to a Brock party we're gonna get.
I think the best part of Royal Rumble was when Keith Lee came out and he's like, "Who the fuck is this?
Is he?"
Yeah.
Who the fuck
and
is
then he
he?
gets knocked on his ass, and you see that look on his face, like, "Whoa!"
Lee was like, "I'll let you know who I am."
Oh, you don't know who I am? Watch this shit. Bam! Wait, what the fuck just happened? Like Brock's just wide-eyed, like, "Oh shit!"
They did our boy dirty that night.
Yeah.
They really did, though. They really. I was glad they let Drew win the Royal Rumble. Like that was definitely he deserved it. It was justified. Yeah. But I've been saying, I think going into that, like, Keith Lee's got to win this shit.
Keith Lee's even in a new WrestleMania commercial as well. That's what surprises me a bit. I'm like, oh, because you see Ricochet, you see Charlotte, you see, I forgot who the other person is, and you see Keith Lee, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
I bet he would have had a match, and if they had the normal WrestleMania, WrestleMania was supposed to go down like it was supposed to go down. He probably would have been defending his title.
Royal.
I'm having what could only be called a very strong premonition.
Wrong show.
I know, but it still works. What if at WrestleMania somehow Braun gets jumped in the back, gets laid out by somebody. We don't think it's
too hard.
We don't know who. And then we get to that match, and Goldberg comes out, like, just looking around, like, well, dude got laid out. Who you got for me? You know, this and that. And all of a sudden, you just hear, bask in his glory.
I would cry.
I'd lose my goddamn mind.
I would cry.
I had that. I'm sorry, I don't want to bring it up, but I had that broken Matt moment where it was like, oh.
Bro, you're thinking like AEW right now.
I'm thinking like somebody who should be in WWE creative is what that is. Now I know we're getting on about an hour. We do have a couple of topics left on the wheel, and I will finish this up by saying that 90% of everyone that voted in group picked Drew McIntyre. So again, not surprising.
Smart.
I'm hoping for it. Like that's pretty much, outside of a couple of matches, that would make my weekend. I've watched Drew kind of bounce back in Impact TNA, get to NXT, and once he got to the main roster, he kind of got treated like every other NXT competitor. Like you just kind of float to the middle and know your role. So it's nice to see him get this opportunity. I just hope they go through with it. Kind of like back when Tessa was going for the heavyweight title. Like they better have the balls to put the strap on her. They better have the balls to put this title on Drew.
The chosen one.
He was the chosen one. Now he's
still is.
Now he's the Scottish psychopath, but he was. I'm hoping he's the chosen one for this match. But we do have a couple of topics left on the wheel. We're hitting about an hour. Do you think your wives will be okay for us to finish this up, or do you need to...
Ooh, no. Honestly, I'm gonna let y'all wrap up the show. I have family matters to attend to.
All right, man.
So
we appreciate having you.
Culk, it was good meeting you. Hopefully we can have you on again.
Yeah, this will definitely.
Yeah.
And Jose, take your man bun down.
Your
Look
mom.
like a grown up for once.
Your mom.
Wendy, have a great night. Dom, deuces. Hey, top rope Top Rope WT on Twitter. Find us.
Like I
All
wasn't
right,
gonna do
y'all.
that, but thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, y'all.
You
Later.
have a good night. Say hi to
Bye.
the fam. We love you.
Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, there he goes. Are you sticking around,
And
Jose?
there were 4.
How many more we got?
Got 2.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's spin the wheel. Let's get this going. Let's get this show on the road and over with. Let me just get in reach of our lovely wheel here, and fuck it, we'll get this shit on the road. Goddamn.
Did we mention the AJ?
I go to
Taya
grab
Hika
it.
match?
I go to grab that damn thing, and it slides this way. So I'm trying to adjust here. Hang on one little tiny second. Get over here, you pain in the ass. Thank you. All right, here we
Sorry,
go.
I'm eating.
And the topic is Wendy eats on every episode. No, I'm no.
It's
I'm,
true.
all right. Let me get serious. The topic is multiple choice, which is we have an interesting question with 4 options. Let's see what everybody picks. I am most looking forward to in the near future. A, WrestleMania 36. Duh. B, the TNT tournament. C, organizing my sock drawer. And D, watching Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Jose, which one you got?
C.
Organizing your sock drawer. Because he might find a few bags that he didn't know about. Like, oh shit, this still got something in it.
Quick,
Pass Jose.
change camera angles, huh?
Actually,
I
I'm
love
gonna
that
go
answer.
with the B, the TNT
The
championship
TNT tournament.
because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Cody versus Dustin again.
I'm glad you said that, and you weren't here for the pick, so that was cool. But now that you said it, I gotta do it because it was so much fun last night.
Cause I'm TNT, mate.
All right, sorry, had to do it. You know what? I hate to be a homer here, but I'm going with option D. I'm looking forward to watching TRWT. I want to see this episode. I want to go back and watch episode 3 because it seemed to be quite popular. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't got a chance yet. I want to do that. Wendy, which one would you take?
I'm torn between B and D because this is going to be a fun one. You know, I like to listen to us afterwards and all that.
Do too.
But that TNT tournament is going to have some pretty bellissimo matches, my friend. It's going to be pretty fucking legit. Exactly, bruh. It's going to be pretty fucking great.
And not only that, if you pick it, that means I get to do this again.
Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite.
All right, sorry. And of course, I saved the best for last. Our special guest, Mr. Culk. What you got, bud?
You see, I'm gonna get you to play that music one more time because obviously I'm gonna choose D as well. But when it comes to the TNT tournament, yeah, I was shocked with the people that they actually chose. But the whole Cody and Dustin once off again, I can't see that happening. I can see Lance Archer and probably Darby Allin completely obliterate each other in some way because the way that Lance Archer chokeslam Marco stunts on AEW through whatever crowd they had, Lord, yeah.
As I said,
Yeah.
that moment reminded me so much of Bam Bam Bigelow in ECW, just tossing Spike Dudley into the crowd. And if there was a crowd, Marco probably would have got surfed like Spike did.
Exactly. Straight into the exit.
It was very cool. I love that you picked that because, of course, now I can do this again.
Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite.
Oh,
There
this
you
one's
go.
I'll
pretty
use my Eve lighter.
My E later, yes.
Eve
Definitely,
wrestling.
definitely, I would want to see this episode later because my camera angles were freaking all over the place and my technical difficulties, Lord Jesus
I know.
Christ.
Even I've had some technical difficulties that I'm hoping don't get in the recording, but probably will. You know, it's just internet traffic and things these days. You try the best you can. All right, so we have one topic left. I don't really think that we need to spin the wheel for this one, so I'm just going to get into it. The topic is PWY. And it comes from a report that Jose actually posted in Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook.
Nice, good shout out.
Cheap pop. Saying that PWI only recognizes 4 major championships right now, and they are the WWE Universal title, the WWE Championship, the AEW title, and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Now, Jose was saying we should take some titles off. I, on the other hand, think we ought to be adding a few titles. So I'm going to let him get his point across. Then I'm going to throw mine in it. Then we're going to pitch this to you guys and see where everybody stands. Go ahead, my homeboy, clownish friend.
My thing is, they chose to say world titles, so AEW Championship shouldn't be on the list. NWA, Impact, ROH, MLW, yes, because their titles have been defended around the world and not just in the United States.
Right. Now, why I get what you're saying, and I didn't know you were going to add, because that's what I was going to do.
Technically, sorry to barge in. Yeah, sorry, technically to barge in. He did technically defend his AEW championship or championship shot in New Japan against Hiroshi Tanahashi. If Hiroshi did win, that he was going to get a shot later on. That was
Tanahashi won. He was going to get a title shot. I don't know if it would have been in Japan, but he has brought that. Chris Jericho brought that AEW championship to Japan. It's not really AEW's fault that they haven't been able to get out and tour the globe yet, because they're barely 6 months. They barely had 6 months on TV. They're a year in, and now we got all this virus crap. So they could have been trying to work something with New Japan out before all this started. We don't know. We heard rumors of it, but we don't know. So to have the AEW championship on there is fine. What I'm not cool with, they don't recognize the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. That title has been defended everywhere on this damn planet. And even the Impact title has been defended abroad, in England, in other countries. ROH has defended their title in Japan and a few other places. Why isn't that on there? I don't know. Has the MLW Championship ever been defended outside the United States? I can't think of one. But
I think it's been defended in Mexico, so that still counts.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I mean, even if you wanted to count that, then the Mega Championship should be on there too, because Kenny's won it in Mexico, took it to America. That's 2 continents right there. So why isn't that shit on there? There's plenty of championships that have been defended across the globe that are not recognized on that list. But 2 titles, the 2 people that don't show up weekly are on the goddamn list. I mean, I do understand they've been defended everywhere, but right now they're not being defended everywhere. They're being sat on somebody's goddamn couch. So if you're going to include them, you might as well include these other titles. It just makes sense. I mean, Grandma or Wendy, do you have anything you'd want to add on top of this? Do you see it the same way? Do you think they should keep the 4, add in, other championships? Where are you at?
I think, they should keep those 4, and they should definitely add some more. I mean, it's almost belittling these other promotions, like saying, like, your title's worth dick, honestly. Your promotion's worth nothing, and you're all trash. It's basically how I interpret it.
And to be honest with you, it makes PWI has made themselves look a little silly lately. Like, not only this, but then yes, I understand the power, the hashtag mullet powers and all, but to give Brian Pillman
mullet power,
to give Brian Pillman Jr. PWI Rookie of the Year 2 years in a row, and then to come out with this list, like, you got 4 titles. I'm just saying it makes PWI look a little bit less credible than what they used to be, especially when you're willing to come out with a list of the best 500 wrestlers, but you'll only recognize 4 titles. So are you only putting 4, are you only putting like WWE, AEW, and New Japan stars on your PWI 500 from now on? Like, consistency is what I'm.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? You can't deny. I don't care who you are. You can't deny that, like, Nick Aldis or Jacob Fatu wouldn't belong on a list of PWI's 500. But you're not going to recognize them?
Okay.
I mean, as far as women go, does Tessa Blanchard belong on the PWI 500? I'd say yes, but you're not going to recognize her because she got the Impact title. That doesn't make any damn sense. It makes wrestling so much smaller than it already is, even right now with COVID-19. It just doesn't make any damn sense. This is a business that goes on all over the world, all kinds of promotions, independent and otherwise. Titles get defended all over the world, and you recognize these four. That just, I mean, it just kind of seems insulting. If I was Jacob Fatu or if I was Nick Aldis and I saw this, I'd be fucking fuming.
Well, you think of it, even if you watch the current MLW episodes, that's what confuses me about it. The current MLW episodes, they do like their top 10 recognized by PWI, who the solid 10 are. Yeah, who the contenders are for the World Championship. And when you're saying now, I'm like, yeah, it's shocking, but obviously if they've got to sell copies, if they were to take out the WWE ones being that they're part-timers and that, what are they left to sell? An issue with 3 belts in it? And that are all independent type of thing? I don't know.
That's what I mean. Like it again. I forgot about that, but I do watch the latest. I do keep up on Fusion, and I've seen weekly PWI lists of MLW's top 10 contenders for the heavyweight title. I'm sure Jose has too because he watches it religiously. Yeah. He got me to watch it religiously. I'm not gonna lie. So
I can't stand Injustice, by the way. Sorry.
No, neither can I. No,
I cannot stand that trash. No way.
Those little anorexic wanksters could not last like 5 minutes in my old neighborhood. So I can't stand them either. But it chips away at your credibility when you're willing to name a top 10 in MLW, but you won't recognize their title.
Exactly.
Like, what's that about? That slipped my mind because I'm sitting here like befuddled and a little bit angry, and I'm glad Colt brought that in because. Fuck, man, like that just none of it makes any sense. I mean, honestly. Like, just recognize them, PWI. It's all wrestling. You got pro wrestling in your title. Guess what these people are? Pro wrestlers. Recognize them.
I thought WWE was sports entertainers.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to put that in that category, then they shouldn't be a part of it whatsoever because they go under the category of sports entertainment. So there should be a sports entertainment illustrated, and it's specifically on Goldberg and what's he doing next.
Right. Number one answer. I mean, it's true though. Could you imagine, like, you walk by, like, I know there's barely even magazine racks anymore, but could you imagine seeing like Sports Illustrated next to Sports Entertainment Illustrated? It probably blow your mind. You're like, wait, what? Huh? Which do I want?
All right. You just walk out the store and you don't grab any.
Right, exactly. So I think that's all we got. I want to thank everybody for watching. I definitely want to thank everybody for showing up. Colt, we loved having you here. Like Bruce said, we are definitely going to do this again. And before I get any of our stuff out of the way, I just want to give our special guest the floor. Let him tell everybody what he's doing, where he's at, where you can find him, so you can definitely subscribe, invite yourself, enjoy what he does, because I know I do, and I know a few other people that do. So go ahead, man, have at it, plug away.
Alrighty, so, and they say my dog just had to bark there and take my memento.
Damn you, doggy, bad dog.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're Our Wrestling Perspective on YouTube. We're a pro wrestling community-based channel, and we want to put skits and a funnier twist on professional wrestling because you see a lot of news channels that will sit down and say what's going on, and they try to make a revenue out of it. Let's try to make something that's commonly seen as stupid as a Wrestler's Kitchen or How to Go to Sleep Pro Wrestling Style, stuff like that. Also, yeah, you can find us, Our Wrestling Perspective, on Facebook and at OWP at OWP YouTube on Twitter. I'm trying to get all this social freaking stuff going. There's too many messengers to carry. Oh Lord! But I did manage. If you go on our Twitter, we are followed by legitimate wrestlers. We managed to get followed by Lou Gallo, so that was something nice. And there's a couple other ones I'm not too sure about. Tyler Hendricks and that. So before you know it, if we do go up, don't worry, you guys will be going up with us because you guys have been there from the beginning as well. I deeply appreciate all the support that you guys have given as well.
Oh,
hopefully that wrapped it up perfectly.
Actually, it's no problem, man. Like I'll recommend everything on their YouTube page. I've watched a lot of it. They take a lot of topics. They get real silly with it, real funny. It's great. It's creative. You definitely got to check it out. I am definitely going to follow you on Twitter because I didn't know you had one. So expect a few more followers from this group. And Speaking of which, you can find us, as I've said, Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook. Search us out. We're a public group. Just ask for an invite. We'll let you in. And we'll pretty much let you post whatever you want as long as it's wrestling related. We even cover a few things that aren't. You know, we just we don't have a whole lot of crazy rules. We don't have it. Just be a good brother to the people in the group and enjoy wrestling with us. That's all we ask. Now you can also find us on Twitter, and it is pretty cool because we do have some professional wrestlers that are following us, and that's always like, oh man, you like me, you really like me, you know, like that's a great feeling. I mean, I know we have at least like the Neon Ninja, Facade, we have Alex Hammerstone, for God's sake, we even got Mr. Spectacular himself, Jesse Goddard. Like, he was talking about the other day that he couldn't work out and he was bored. And I said, hey, man, you can always come on and do a Skype interview with us. And he was like, hey, I'll think about that. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, man.
No, it's always nice to, have that interaction, have that respect of, like, another wrestler where they're like, hey, these guys are cool. Let me follow them. So I understand that feeling when you see that. It's like, oh, but you can find...
away from like your cultaholics, your wrestle talks are constantly shit on the wrestlers, being like, oh my god, I did this, and then later on, I didn't do that. They're like, well, these channels don't look at them and shit. Why not fucking just talk about what's happening and have an honest perspective about it? And that's what you guys are doing, and that's what I appreciate.
I was just about to say that's what you guys do too, and that's what I respect the hell out of. Now, you can follow us at Top Rope WT on Twitter. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. If you haven't done it yet, like this episode, subscribe to the channel, share this stuff around on your own social medias, help us grow this a little bit more. We're starting to really, get a footing and get some views and get some followers and subscribers, and I'm loving that. But just help us out a little bit, man. I'm posting these episodes everywhere hoping to get subscribers. I need some help, man. I'm even in COVID-19, I'm busy as hell. Just, okay, post,
On our YouTube, also feel free to leave comments and as Jose was indicating below,
leave
and
the comments
Twitter,
below.
access us, send us messages, just tweet at us, messages on Facebook, wherever, and we'll respond.
For instance, if you watch this episode and you hear some of these ideas we have for WrestleMania or my premonitions or whatever, and you have your own, leave the comment below with it. We'll talk about it all. We'll talk about it with you. We might even bring it on the next episode when we wrap up WrestleMania. Come back with Lethal Quarantine Part 4. And we will be back next week for Lethal Quarantine. And one last thing, if you're more into audio podcasts, we're cool with that too. We can be found wherever podcasts are enjoyed. But if that's not enough for you, if you don't feel like searching for us or whatever, it's real simple. Go to anchor.fm/TRWT. You'll get our website to pop up. You'll see all the episodes there. At the very top of the page, you're going to see all our platforms, which is pretty much anywhere you can put a podcast. I don't care. Apple, Spotify, Breaker, Stitcher, Google, iHeartRadio, you name it, we're on it. Find us, find your favorite one, follow us, start listening. Plenty of content up there to kill time while you're just sitting at home.
Exactly.
And that's what we're always down to entertain you, but especially at this time. That's why yesterday we did a 2-hour episode, and we're back again today. We're an hour and 20 minutes deep, and we don't really care because not like we have anything much better to do. Jose's the last essential person in this group. and B, think about if you're a fan of some of these places like ROH and smaller companies that don't have any place to go, will eventually have nothing to show you. Like NWA Power's gone. Eventually they're going to run out of episodes of Fusion. They're going to run out of Impacts. ROH is already shut down. There's so much missing from the wrestling community. We're trying to give you something back, something to fill that void. And that's why we do what we do right now. Entertaining you is what we're all about. That's why we've been doing what we've been doing this whole time. So for the high class one, Bruce, who had to bounce because he had family issues, my man, the fat boy that needs his love too, Jose, our very extra special guest, the immortal Culk Cogan, and of course,
yeah, I got one going now.
There you go. And of course, the world's greatest grandma, Wendy. I am the South Philly Psycho, Dom. Thank you for watching this. We will see you next week. And until then, hopefully enjoy WrestleMania somehow. Enjoy wrestling in general. We love you.
Wash your hands.
Wash hands.
Constantly.
Cough in the elbow.
Sanitize.
Do the
20 seconds.
5. Do the 5. Stay alive.
That's it.
Exactly.